So happy. Sometimes niggas need to die, especially in the MCU. Like they need to just like.
But the people that
She
died
learned
were
from the boys.
the people that died were not white. So I guess you'd like black and Indian people dying. This is interesting to me. I'm surprised about this.
Wow, how did I get myself in this hole? I'm gonna dig myself right back out.
Hello and welcome back to the Popcorn for Dinner podcast.
Hi.
Well, yeah, that's Faridah. She's finally back. Today we're going to be discussing the 5th episode of Miss Marvel, and you've already heard her voice. But joining me on this time-traveling ride, she's what I seek, and apparently she's been seeking me as well. It's Faridah!
That was very funny. Bankole. I really appreciated that joke. It's good to be back.
Welcome back. Was a
Yes.
tough week without you. I had to make do with Mo.
Oh, don't let him hear that.
It's
He's
too
still
late
my
now.
boss.
I've already said it.
Yeah. You guys are cool.
How have you been?
I've been in capitalism, man. I'm not a capitalist, but I guess I am.
You're part of
Look
the
at
system
me.
now.
Like, look at what I'm wearing.
You're dressed in your work clothes, yeah. Looking very official. It's a far cry from who you were 2 weeks ago when you were on holiday.
I know, I hate it. It's disgusting.
Yeah, but you need to sell out so that you can have enough money to live the life you need to live. So you know what, this life, look, you have to do what you need to do.
Says the artist.
We understand.
Says the artist.
I wish I could sell out. Look, speaking of selling out, guys, please rate and review this podcast because we really need this podcast to blow. So please rate and review whatever podcast app you're listening on. That really helps us get out there. Next week is going to be a bit of a packed week on the podcast feed. The boys are going to discuss the finale of, The Boys, and that should be out on Monday. And then later in the week, we're going to discuss the latest and maybe the greatest season of Stranger Things, season 4. That should be out on Wednesday. And then obviously Faridah will be back with me on Friday to discuss the season finale of Miss Marvel. So, guys, lots of stuff. Please subscribe to whatever platform you're listening on. That way you get notified when new episodes drop. Faridah, you want to talk about Miss Marvel? Talk about episode 5.
Yes, I do. I wanted to say things have occurred. Finally, people are dying. I'm so happy because this show at the start. Why did you?
What is
the face you just made was so funny.
People are dying. I'm so happy. That's not. Oh wow.
Yeah, because when you first watch that first cute episode of Miss Marvel, you're thinking, okay, there could be some chill, childish things here. Maybe some cute stuff. Maybe they'll slap somebody. They'll fall on the floor. They'll rise up. But nah, niggas be dying. I was so happy. I was like, this is a serious show. Guys are going forever.
Wow. I just wanted the cute show where people were being slapped. Anyway, wow, this is...
Yeah.
And that's how Mo was on our Stranger Things episode. You obviously don't watch Stranger Things. And he was just campaigning for kids to die, apparently. It was just very blood hungry. Everyone's just blood hungry all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's just so boring when they don't die. Sorry, go on. Yes.
The riots are spreading. Everyone's trying to leave now while they still can.
This is all I've ever known. My father built this house for us. What will I leave behind for my daughter?
No Muslims are safe here. You've seen what's happening. They're burning homes across the countryside. People are dying. It's just too risky to stay with Sana.
We can take our memories with us. So long as we're together, we can build a home anywhere, Hassan. What you seek is seeking you. You taught me that.
This episode 5, is titled Time and Again, written by Fatima Askar and directed by Shamin Obeid Chinoy. I guess you already started saying, so what did you think of this episode? What are your thoughts on this episode? Continue where you stopped.
Fun fact. I finished this episode 5 minutes ago. I was like, I cannot just come here and say some nonsense. Well, I finished the episode like 5 minutes ago. I really loved it. I loved Aisha's backstory. I love some history. I love how they were blaming the British mainly.
I definitely
It's
you
the
like that.
British's fault mainly. I really enjoyed the fact that Najma is just. I hope there's something. I hope her home is like heaven or something. Because like, why does she want to go home so badly? Try and move on, man. It's been centuries. I knew Cameron was gonna have powers. I just did not tell you because you would have done and then you would have been upset.
That's a
What else?
rude but accurate depiction of me, so that's fine. Continue.
What else would have happened? What else did I think? I don't like how I actually really prefer the idea. I don't like the fact that Kamala saved her grandmother. Like I was like, oh, that's nice and cute, but I actually didn't like it in like a time travel way. Like I
Let's-
reminded in the writer's room being like, oh yeah, let's do that, but I actually didn't like it in execution.
Yeah, I'm not touching time travel. I'm not doing that. I'm not even going to try to start deciphering that following the MCU rules of like Endgame or whatever. Like, to be fair, when she appeared there in episode 5, I was like, oh, okay, that's probably what's going to happen. Like, I was like, okay, so she's probably going to save her grandmother in a very weird time loopy way. But I'm not going to like, because that would just be a whole thing. That was like a whole thing.
Yeah.
You mentioned Aisha. This episode is essentially divided into two, almost evenly actually. The first half takes place in British occupied India in 1942 up to I think about 1947 maybe. And it's basically Aisha had great grandmother's backstory. So I thought Aisha was to be alive. So I obviously failed on that prediction, but I did.
Yeah, for Aisha to be alive.
Yeah,
too.
but I expected that Aisha and Kamala would meet eventually. So yeah, I guess I got one, missed one. This episode, I think, like I said, is divided into two parts. And I think both parts, mainly in the first part in this episode, did what the show has been doing very well. But then also, I think the things that I believe might be weak links in this show then were then showcased in both parts, especially the second part in this one. Starting with the good, I think like this show has always excelled whenever writing about the families and the family dynamics and all that. And Aisha's backstory is very heartwarming and all that. Like we get to see like 5 years in like 20 minutes, and both actors that play Aisha and Hassad have good chemistry and all that. So that's all very heartwarming and everything. But then, what I believe is the biggest problem of the show, and I think it's very basic to be like, oh, Marvel has a villain problem, but this show has a villain problem, and I think it's one thing to not care about the villains' like motivations or even anything about them, which is when Najma appears in the flashback, I'm like, oh yeah, you. Like I have no emotional, I don't care about them. But then also like in the second part of the story or in the episode, I'm just confused as to what happened. Like I don't know what is going on there. Like did he just disappear? I can't even think. Like did she just say Cameron's name and then Cameron had powers?
Bankole, she died. You saw her skull.
Much to your glee, she died. Yes, but it's also like, how does who people that we thought were meant to be like the big villains? And I don't want to spend too much time harping on this because I enjoyed the show, but people who thought were meant to be the big villains, just like, is that just the end of their story? We just put like tidy bow. Like what happens? What exactly was their point?
The big villain was not Najma. It was not.
Was it the British?
Ethnics. The big villain is the US government. Damage control.
Oh, not the UK. Not the UK government.
No, they're like the actual villain of the story is going to be damage control. That's why they did the whole oh my gosh explosion. Wait until the next episode. Well, that's what I think.
Yeah, so I get that, and like I think we even theorized that when we watched the first episode. It's just like I don't know, it did feel a bit flat in that. Then let the damage. I don't know. I just don't, villain or not, I don't understand the resolution to Najma's story, and I don't understand that whole Cameron thing. And like, if she's gonna leave Cameron literally to take care of himself 4 hours earlier, she can't really just care about him because Kamala said some stuff. But that's me nitpicking. That whole part of the story, I didn't really. I don't know. It didn't sit well with me. But
yeah, I didn't mind. I was just happy that they were there. Honestly.
No, but again, like I said, like a lot of this show, the good has outweighed the bad, right? I think the things that it did very well, Aisha's story, the interaction between Muniba, Kamala, and her grandmother, all that was done so well that I think I can yada yada all the villain stuff and whatever, and I'll just take that, you give it to me. We always knew that damage control was going to play a bigger role, so yeah, sure. I hope they're not like building. Obviously, I don't know Cameron's. Wait, also, I think you said you didn't know Cameron from the comics. That's what you said in the first episode.
Yeah, then I Googled him and
Oh,
then I found out everything. And I was like, okay, Bankole is going to beat me up if I tell him. So
so I don't know if they're trying to make Cameron the big villain. I don't know if I would buy that in one episode. I guess we'll find out next week and see.
you know what would be great if he's villain season 3. Like let's give him time to fester to what,
Fair,
and
fair.
then season 3, it will be sweet. It'll
Um,
be sweet.
but speaking about the deaths, I did you watch Agents of Shield? Did you?
No, that stuff was. Who cares about Maria Hill? Come on.
I mean, I have so many problems with that. One, rude. Two, I liked Agents of Shield. Three, I personally really like Kobe Smulders. So
Why do you like Toby Smulders?
I've always liked. I started watching How I Met Your Mother from a very early age. I like grew up with How I Met Your Mother. I love How I Met Your Mother.
She is. That's
Oh my-
crazy.
what
I
do you-
never knew.
what do you
That's
mean-
so
what do you
crazy. I
mean
need to
never-
Google that to confirm. You're right.
Of course, she's Robin. What is going
Robin
on here?
is Maria Hill. Fuck right off. Why did I never? It's just because all Oyimbos look the same. That's crazy.
This
Wow.
is blowing my mind. I can't believe you're realizing this on the podcast. This is very interesting.
Wow, it's right here in Wikipedia. I should have
Yeah,
known.
because it's kind of the truth. Anyways, but Jesus, I'm so lost. But yeah, I followed her career post How I Met Your Mother. I liked a lot of the indie movies she did and everything. I don't know how to continue. I think we're going to take a break while Farida digests this new information. So I don't know how this is depicted in comics, but the way those guys died, Najma and I can't remember her name, but the black clandestine, the way they died is very similar to the way Terry Genesis is depicted on Agents of Shield. Obviously, I don't know how it's done in the comics, but that instantly reminded me of Terry Genesis, and obviously knowing Kamala's Inhuman roots, I don't know if there's something there because you might have missed it, but on last week's episode, Mo floated his theory that the clandestine and Aisha and Kamal and everybody then actually not Jinn, that they are Inhumans who were experimented on by the Kree many, many years ago. But then the Kree implanted these kind of false memories into them that they're from a different dimension and all that. So
Can I just say something about that?
What?
What a theory. Mo really fought to get that song.
that was my reaction as well.
Do you know that guy, that meme of the guy, the
Yeah.
crazy guy, and then the newspaper?
Yeah.
That's Mo.
From
doing
Somewhere
that.
Sunny. Yeah, 100%. So, I mean, he has another theory about how Mr. Wilson is a Skrull, so you have to go back and listen to that one.
Mm.
So I can't even get into that one on this episode. But yeah, so obviously knowing Mo's theory in mind, knowing that Kamala's comic book connections to the Inhumans, and then that visual clue, it looked very much like Terry Genesis. So I don't know if maybe there's something there. Obviously, I know you were happy about them dying. So how about people dying just in general?
So happy. Sometimes niggas need to die, especially in the MCU. Like, they need to just, like,
But you know the people that
she learned
died
from the boys.
the people that died were not white. So I guess you'd like black and Indian people dying. This is interesting to me. I'm surprised about
Wow, how did I get myself in this hole? I'm gonna dig myself right back out.
this. Do you know how you can dig yourself out? Tell me
What do I say?
your thoughts on Red Dagger, because we spoke last week, Mo and I, that you obviously had a lot of thoughts on Cameron, but I wanted to know what your thoughts might be on. He doesn't have a British accent, so does that help or detract?
Red Dagger was cool. I like him. I like his thing. He did not really touch my heart. I don't know why. He's cool. Yeah, he's a nice guy. I have nothing bad to say at all. He's cool. You know that person that you meet at a party and you're like, yeah, you're cool. And then you go home and you follow them on Instagram and then you just like the pictures here and there. And you see them, you're like, oh, hi. But like, that's it. There's nothing. That's how I feel about it.
I can't do that because I'm a guy.
Even if it's another guy, why did you have to think it was a girl?
Oh, because I'm not gonna Because I'm toxic. I'm a toxic masculine. I'm not going to think another guy is cool. What are you talking about?
Not say I'm a toxic masculine.
Also, Kamala we can see that she's very slowly building together her costume. What do you think about that? Like, she's getting like little bits
I'm
and pieces
so
of like, her
happy
costume.
for my Muslima. She's getting her costume together. She's gonna look lit. She's not gonna like. I'm happy for Asha. I can't wait to see Kamala on the big screen because I'll be like, oh my gosh, it's Kamala! Like, she's such a cutie. She's really winning me. What do you think?
I think it's cool. I think it's a nice way to do it. I was like, is Bruno going to make her entire costume for her? So I think it's a nice way to have little bits and pieces. Like she has obviously the bandana from Red Dagger. What do you think is going to happen next week?
I think Kamala's going to beat the ass of that white just like Diana, whatever her name is. And then...
But here's the thing though. Okay, no, sorry, go ahead.
I think she's going to find that Cameron has powers and maybe they'll do like some kissing, but like, rated 13 kissing. I'm saying rubbish. I should actually give a really good answer. What's wrong with me? What else do I think will happen? I think Bruno will go to school. I really want Bruno to go to school. I think we forgot about Bruno going to school. And yeah, I think it's going to close. I don't know how it's going to end because they won a season 2, but they're also planning for the Marvels. So I'm a bit lost.
Yeah. I don't know. I was like, damage control is a government institution. Like to have this Pakistani American superhero fighting them like in public. I don't know if that's something that they can do because it's just like, why are you fighting damage control? Like, oh yeah, we can say that they're the villains because we hate Diva and like they're doing stuff, but like legally, why would you be fighting damage control? Do you get what I'm trying to say? I don't know.
Yeah, because damn.
I think this goes back to my villain problem. I guess I'm just going back to that villain point of just like, you know what? Remember when episode 1 I was like, I didn't want the show to have any villains?
Mm-hmm. This is why.
This is why. She's just giving me 6 episodes of them just doing cute. So I know you'd have hated that because you wanted to see blood, apparently.
Always.
But I would have been fine just seeing.
Niggas are gonna die.
Do you want to turn this into the boys podcast? Should we just turn it into a boys podcast halfway through? Just talk about Soldier Boy and Homelander. Well, now I have to bleep that for anyone who has not watched the boys. We can't be spoiling them. We can't be spoiling the boys on a.
Sorry.
I can't believe this.
I'm sorry. I always forget that there's like cameras and microphones involved. I just think I'm talking to you majority of the time. That's why I'm always saying rubbish.
Wow, so talking to me brings out you saying rubbish.
Why didn't you take it as a compliment that I'm comfortable? Why did you take it so badly?
That's true, but I'd never take anything as a compliment in my life. I always look for the worst. So,
change your behaviors. You know you're close to Kati. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
What'd you say, Amor?
I'm sorry.
Oh my God. I want to end this podcast, but we've only gone 20 minutes in. My God.
Sorry.
Let's stay on course. Let's stay on course this podcast. What did you think about Muniba finally finding out about Light Girl?
It was so nicely anticlimactic. I'm so happy it wasn't a thing. Like when she was like, "Oh, so you're Light Girl?" I thought she was gonna start. I'm so disappointed. You know how mommies can be. When she was just like, when she just took it, I was so happy. Let's accept things as parents sometimes, you know.
That's a very good point. That's actually a very good point because I kind of wanted more.
You did?
I don't know. I think I wanted to see how know my mom would have reacted. How our moms would have reacted like in real life and everything. Like I wanted her to obviously be on board by the end of the episode, but like that initial. But what you said makes sense. I like that she did something different. She just took him. But then there's something in the actress's performances where you can just see like pride in her eyes. She doesn't, not even like too much, just like she's like, oh wow, you're actually that person. And even when she's like going away on her little purple circles, that you can just see a little bit of pride in her. And obviously the grandmother is like, I always knew. So yeah, yes. you guys have listened to me.
I love women.
But that's a good point. I didn't think about that. Yeah, you're right. It's nice that it was anticlimactic, but not in a disappointing way. In a way that was like, oh, that's a good change of pace. That's nice.
I'm sharp.
Well done, thank you. Thank you for is the capitalist brain of you is really kicking in.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. This is not the real me. You know this is not the real me. I'm somebody with my protest, my pitchforks, my Corbynism. That's the real me.
R-
Just me, so I can eat.
Are you sure you want to say that on the podcast?
I guarantee you, my boss is like not listening to this.
You don't know who my audience is.
Your audience is not my boss. You don't even want to be my boss.
I can twerk for the white middle class man as well.
This photograph and those lights, how did that happen?
I don't know. But I like to think two people fell in love and created something much bigger than either of them would have created alone.
The episode was only 40 minutes long.
Yeah, I was going to say, because it's weird, because this is the episode's shortest. This is the show's shortest episode.
I was so happy. It was so good for me because I was watching it on the underground and I was like, I'm not coming and say what bitch. So when it finished, I was so happy. So yes.
Thank you for your sacrifice. I really do appreciate it.
Oh,
that's hero stuff. So like, well done to you. So thank you very much.
Hero stuff. Oh yeah, continue. Keep on complimenting me.
I've run out of compliments.
After what? Men are trash.
I'm like Jax. He doesn't like to compliment women.
Ew.
Please, I'm not like Jax. Please, I apologize for saying that, guys.
Jax.
It's just, it was a joke.
You're not like Jax.
Please. But yeah, it was a very short episode, and it was an episode that, like, until obviously, again, I think this goes back to my confusion with the villain thing. Is until that whole cliffhanger with Bruno and Cameron, it felt like a finale. It felt like wrapping up the storylines. Like, if that was the finale and the Bruno Cameron thing, for example, was a post-credit scene in the finale pointing to like a season 2, I wouldn't have been too surprised. But yeah, I'm so confused as to what next week could be. I mean, I assume she's going to obviously, it looks like she has her mother's blessing, and I think she will have her dad's blessing as well to be the neighborhood superhero. Obviously she will get her name, but that seems like a bit like not big enough to carry an entire episode. I'm intrigued as to... Oh, actually, no, there are a few things I'm intrigued about. I'm intrigued as to how the whole competition with damage control will play out. I don't think it's going to be a whole Kamala versus Diva on the streets. That's a bit too...
Well, I can dream.
Yeah. Well, and then, I mean, I guess they have to explain how Cameron got powers. Like, that just has to be explained. What is that mist? How did that mist just fly across the ocean in seconds to go and give Cameron powers? Like, what happened there? Is this Terrigenesis? Are these Inhumans? Is Mo's theory, any of Mo's theories correct? I mean, also, something that I caught on was that, like, Aisha, when she says the whole, what you're seeking is seeking you, and basically lets the bangle light up. She doesn't have the bangle in her hand, so it's like she's obviously controlling it without it being in her hand. So I guess it goes back to the thing about having the powers within you. So I guess thinking about it, there are a few questions I have regarding the finale.
Bankole, I don't know the answer to anything.
I don't expect you to know the answers.
I don't even know how to... just yes, sir. That's what I can say. We'll find out together.
Not yes,
Amen.
sir. We'll talk about it. We'll find out next week. And what do you think of the show so far?
I love the show. It's so authentic. It's so good. It's so sweet. It's so like not something that was once possible, but is now possible to see. Fuck Disney and fuck Marvel. But good that they put the right people on board to do this show.
Your father and I had a lot of adventures, Kamala. But I will tell you this. None of them have been as thrilling as being your mother. And recently, if I've been holding on really tight to you, it's because I am not ready to let you go.
I didn't hold you tight enough, Munni.
Mummy, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है. I couldn't see what you needed me to see. Okay? I'm sorry.
नहीं बेटा, नहीं. Perhaps this was the journey I was intended to take. One that would bring me back to you.
guys, thank you very much for listening to this suspiciously short episode. But you know what? It was a short episode of Miss Marvel, and everything is waiting for the finale. So thank you very much for listening. As always, please subscribe to us whenever you're listening, and please rate and review us. That really helps us get out there. Look out for Faridah's work and streamer coming soon. And,
It is.
yes. And of course, please join us next week when we'll be joined by Oscar winner, BAFTA winner, Daniel Kaluuya.
God, please.
Bye, guys.
Love it.
Wait, you watch How I Met Your Mother, you never made that connection?
Yeah, I obviously do not give a fuck about Maria Hill. Anytime, I feel like she's like a cactus. Like she's like design in everything, in all the things I've
Well, I guess you're
watched.
gonna enjoy Secret Invasion.
Yeah, is she like a big character there? She's gonna be a big person. Because honestly, Maria Hill, as I've been seeing her, I just see her like what's his name? Nick Fury's
Nick
like
Fury.
PA. So thus and therefore.
Okay, let's continue. I can't believe this. I'm so surprised this is news to you.